The first working day of the year. So let's also talk about the other case that you have been tracking. It could have been a stellar end for 2016 for the Indian cricket team, but as far as the Board of Cricket Control in India is concerned, the start to the new year has definitely not been something that they were expecting. Today, the Supreme Court struck a body blow of sorts to the BCCI, sacking Anurag Thakur and Ajay Shirke as its president and secretary respectively. The court finally cracking a whip on Thakur. Ashmita, you have been tracking that case. What was observed today?
Indeed, not exactly a happy new year for BCCI chief, or rather former BCCI chief Anurag Thakur. The Apex Court on various instances throughout 2016 had made its position quite clear that it's unhappy with the conduct of the BCCI with respect to the roadblocks that had been created for effective implementations of the Lodha panel recommendations. Now, that has been something that the Apex Court had taken objection to. In fact, it had hinted at dramatic action, which we find that on the first working day of the Apex Court in the year 2017, Chief Justice Thakur has taken those dramatic measures that he had hinted at. He has issued cease and desist orders for both Ajay Shirke as well as the BCCI chief himself, Anurag Thakur. What that effectively means is that both these persons will be unable to continue in their position with respect to the functioning of the BCCI. So for all effective purposes, an ouster of sorts as far as the two are concerned. The Apex Court importantly did not stop there, and herein comes the second takeaway. The Apex Court, given its frustration at the conduct of the BCCI, has now initiated contempt proceedings against Anurag Thakur. A contempt notice, a show cause notice has been issued to Anurag Thakur. He will now have to come back with a reply as to why the Apex Court should not proceed with slapping contempt of court charges on him. So that's the second whammy that he will have to look at. The third takeaway is that the Apex Court is now looking at a panel of administrators to ensure the functioning of the BCCI, 1, and 2, looking at the reforms, the implementation stage of the reforms. That, of course, will come at a later date. The hearing will resume on January 19, but the big takeaway here being that the Apex Court looking to shake things up and showing Ajay Shirke as well as Anurag Thakur the door as far as the BCCI is concerned.
It's the victory for the game of the cricket, and it will flourish. Don't worry about that. Administrators come, administrators go, but ultimately it is for the benefit of the game.
It was not a personal battle. It was a battle for the autonomy of the sports body. I respect Supreme Court as any citizen should. Supreme Court judges feel that BCCI could do better under retired judges. I wish them all the best. I'm sure Indian cricket will do well under their guidance.